Chair, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I apologize for the press that this issue has been given in the paper. It's unfortunate, and I wish it didn't get to that point, but here to speak on the forbearance issue. Gorman and the city have had a great partnership for the past 4 years, trying to get Grand River Station completed. We overcame a lot of obstacles, had a lot of meetings to do that, and we created an award-winning project, and we're very proud of that. We have always intended and always will, from this point forward, comply with our obligations to the city, and we intend to continue to do that. We have these units in Grand River Station, both the market and the affordable units, are 95% leased up. Our parking master lease, we pay every single month, exactly the way we were supposed to pay that. On this issue, I brought it to the attention of staff in January, and the reason I brought it to their attention was it wasn't an intent not to pay the lease because we couldn't afford it or anything of that nature. It had nothing to do with a financial problem with the company or otherwise. It was more a principle argument that I had that where I saw an inequity unfolding in January. And I brought that to the Board of Public Works' attention. They referred me to staff, where I talked to staff about my issue. And in short, my issue was that as the new ramp was being built near the river, and which will become a city ramp, the parkers were coming into our ramp on 3rd and J, which was the primary parking source for our retail tenants. And every time you talk to a retail tenant, what's the first question they ask? Parking. Where's my parking? Well, in front you have 3rd Street. On both sides you have 2-hour parking, but that's not going to handle 12,000 square feet of retail. So the primary source of our parking for the customers and the retail tenants is that 3rd and J parking structure. From January until through August, that ramp has been pretty full. I mean, when we would go over there and tour retail tenants, they would say, we would tell them this is a first come, first serve lot, which when we were telling them in 2010 that story, it was fine. Because in 2010, that ramp was full, maybe a third, if that. Maybe 1 floor was filled up. After 2010, in January through August, that ramp had 3 floors of parking on it, and the tenants would say, where are my customers going to park? Well, they're going to have to find a spot. Well, the discussion stopped right there. So I asked for a rent holiday or a rent abatement from the time that ramp was being built on the river, because 3rd and J was not really available as a practical option for my retail tenants. That was denied by staff, and I asked at that point I would like to take it to a committee or a higher level to discuss the issue because I thought it was an inequity. And it didn't happen. Months passed, and then we have the forbearance issue in front of us tonight. So in short, what I asked for the committee is a discount or an abatement of this rent, which I think is fair based on the circumstances. We're not asking to restructure the deal. I've made my September payment, and I will make 8 years of payments beyond that. It's not an issue. But I thought that circumstances that was created by the city should not affect me adversely in having to pay lease payments on a circumstance that was changed by the city. And that was my primary premise for not paying the rent.
Are there any questions of the speaker, Madam President?
Thank you. I happen to serve on the Parking Utility Board as Councilmember Schwantz, and our understanding, and I know as I've driven through, you're talking about the ramp that has the housing on top of it?
No, this is 3rd and J. This is the one that's kitty corner to Grand River Station. So
The
it's,
center parking, right?
That's the Crosse Center one you're talking about, okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
the name of
well,
it.
that one has been, yeah, I would agree that many days, depending on what's going on in the Crosse Center too, that is frequently used. But the other one is only a block away in the other direction. And,
In retail, users, and pardon the interruption, they look at immediate parking for their customers. That was not, we would say that to them, and that was not an option.
but did you drive them through it?
Oh, we took them throughout the whole area, because street parking really is, something that they considered as well. That's remote parking to them, just in their mindset, that's the retail mindset.
But you didn't take them there,
Oh, yes, we took them there as well.
and you drove through it?
We
And showed them.
We walked it, yeah, we walked the area. But the 3rd and J is the one that we were concentrating on, that is their parking base.
Mhm.
So we thought that ramp, since it was full during the construction of the other ramp, and that was, all we're talking about is January to August, we're not talking about any other period. January to August, when that ramp was being built, that's what we were talking about. And we were just asking for an equitable discount, or I was asking for an abatement or a discount, we're willing to discuss it, on the amount of rent that was charged during that time, under the master lease. It's about $5,000 a month.